The second part of the carpet cleaning training video. I'm going to have a little bit of a talk about the carpet cleaning process. Firstly, it's very important to give the carpets a solid pre-spray, particularly when the carpets are heavily soiled. Don't underestimate the difference this makes. It releases the dirt as the surfactant molecules in the detergent act to release the dirt and other marks from the carpet fibres. So give any spills a heavier pre-spray at this time. You should see the carpet with a white foam on it and the dirt starts to rise to the top. Generally, it's best to pre-spray one or more rooms at a time, and don't pre-spray more than 2 or 3 rooms at a time, because what happens is it starts to lose its effectiveness after about 5 to 10 minutes. So within 5 to 10 minutes is the ideal time for a pre-spray to sit before doing the actual passes with the wand. But generally in bedrooms, for example, it's fine just to pre-spray that room and just get going with it. But if it's really dirty, I'd want to give a couple of rooms a really good pre-spray before I got into it, just to make sure it's had enough time to settle. So when you do come across the heavy spills or marks, give them a solid hit with the pre-spray. And you want those areas to have a good white foam over them. Particularly where you've got a spill, you want that to be really foamed right up, and you want to put a bit extra attention into that. But don't flood the carpet. You don't want to see the water pooling. So you should never fully stop over any spill or stain for more than about 1 second. Any more than that, you're going to start to really pull it up. So when you're doing the actual passes, make sure you go right to the wall and don't overlap the passes too much. It will just make your work less efficient. And ensure you don't leave a pull at the end of the pass. So you release the trigger just prior to the end of the pass. It's very important to your pass speed. And it's really important to vary your pass speed according to the soiling in the property. So the dirtier the carpet, the slower you need to go. The cleaner it is, the faster you need to move the wand. There's no point doing a slow pass speed when you've got no soiling. You want to keep that carpet as dry as you can according to how dirty that carpet is and what it needs. So if the carpet's not dirty at all, use a fast speed, which is not a race speed, but fast enough to do a bedroom in a few minutes. If there's medium soiling, use a medium speed, whatever's sufficient to get the carpet right. With every dirty carpet, you may need to go over it more than once, but it's also very important to scrub at the stains, things that are stuck to the carpet. It might take several goes to get them out, particularly when you've got something that is stuck to the fibre. You do sometimes need to get right on top of it, pull the trigger and just go rocking back and forth over the top of that mark. With spills, move slowly over the carpet to rinse it out and repeat as necessary. It's essential to look back over what's been completed and repeat it if necessary. Once you're experienced, you should know what a carpet needs even before you start to give it the necessary attention. It's absolutely essential that carpets are cleaned properly the first time around. Even though it might seem like nobody's looking, there are always real estate agents looking, even if the tenant moving out doesn't really care. Most people understand the difference between quality work and low quality work, and we regularly do calls to our customers to determine their levels of satisfaction according to the quality of the steam cleaning, the level of friendliness of the steam cleaner, and a number of other measures. This assists us in getting feedback from the customer relating to your performance and assists us with the training of various issues and areas. When packing up, make sure not to leave any mess behind. Don't empty the dirty water into a bathtub or sink. Empty it into a toilet if you have to, and flush it. If you do have access to a garden, place the dirty water into the garden and try and keep it secluded as much as possible. This means don't leave a pile of debris on their plant in a prominent place, for example. If you leave any footprints, be sure to wipe them up. Many times we've had to send contractors back on their own time simply to clean up footprints. You need to have a mop or a towel for this purpose with you at all times. Carpet cleaning can be a challenging job. It requires utmost patience and diligence, requires a high work ethic and a willingness to go the extra mile sometimes. Whether that be completing extra work for the customer or doing an extra job that really had to be done that day, we do expect our operators to give the best, and in turn we also pledge our best efforts to ensure that operators have the tools to do the job effectively and to maximise our efforts with communication in the office so that we minimise any problems in the field. But let me make one thing very clear. There will be challenges. There will always be an opportunity for miscommunication, and sometimes it might be an error of the customer, sometimes one of our office staff might have made an error, but these can't be completely avoided. They can be minimised but not eradicated. So you need to understand this will happen. Communicate back when these things do happen. This is the most important thing, because it maybe one of the phone operators is not explaining something to the customer, such as vacuuming or the need for power, or a particular operator is getting some wrong addresses because they're not feeding back information adequately and checking it with the customer. So we need that feedback from you guys to help ensure that things are done effectively, and we will take it seriously. So to summarise the key issues, be careful with the gear. Move the gear in 2 runs. This is essential to keeping time. Let the water fill as you're setting up the power lead, hose and wand. Mix the powder in. Don't just dump it into the machine. Always do a good pre-spray. Vary your pass speed depending on how dirty the carpet is, and go back over areas if necessary. Remember, someone's always watching the quality of the work, so feedback any issues that occur with the equipment or with the jobs to the office, and be willing to put in the extra effort when it's needed to get everything done.